Hello. Welcome to the stream. I don't really know what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I don't really know where I'm going with this card. One time I made a card that said, choose one twice, like this. I was thinking of maybe doing something with that effect. And I had it kind of like this. it doesn't split well across the lines, but maybe there's something that can be done here. I wonder if it's possible to get takes and deals onto the first line, because I think I might go with that as the... Yeah, okay, that looks not too bad. And then I just need to find two effects that are, I guess, meaningfully different enough to warrant ever choosing take or deals, because normally you choose takes like every single time because it's a guaranteed trigger and it can trigger more than once. I could make it something like draw 2 cards instead of draw a card, so that if you choose takes and then draw a card, then you're worried about overdrawing. I think it's probably better to just change the takes deals condition rather than try to warp the effect around that condition, because the condition's kind of limiting me right now. Yeah, I mean, I haven't thought about balance yet. Alright, maybe about whenever you play a... Yeah, that's why. I mean, that's kind of why I like it. It's always just interesting to kind of, I don't know, just see how far you can push a mechanic. So, alright, I have another idea. Whenever you play a minion spell, give it lifesteal, spell damage +1. I think this works pretty well, actually. The text box a bit unfortunate, but I think it actually works pretty well. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this. Yeah, that's... Oh wait, actually, that might work. No, the other wording is better. The other spacing. Alright, I'm gonna look up a possible character for this from Warcraft. Because I don't know my druids. And then we'll talk about balancing, I guess, because I haven't really thought about that. At its worst, or, I mean, one of its options is basically... Oh, wait. The spell damage option is kind of... The spell damage option is like really limiting because it's basically just like this minion gains spell damage +1. I mean, I guess that's fine. Like giving a spell damage +1 doesn't really do anything. Maybe make it spell damage +2 to make it more interesting. So like at worst, this minion either has spell damage +2, or it just has like Halzeel's effect, where each spells have lifesteal, or it has like every minion you play gains spell damage +2, which might be like an OTK card. So maybe it should go back to spell damage +1, unfortunately. Or every minion you play gets lifesteal. I mean, I guess that's interesting enough. There's really only one option that's kind of lame. So that's probably fine. Lunalai? What is Lunalai? Oh, they're like Moonkin druids from Zandalar. That's kind of cool. Rensar Greathoof. Is this anyone important? Important enough to be included on a legendary card. He doesn't have any art, unfortunately. Oh wait, I found a like maybe passable art with him. It's just like a night elf druid. Starfall, this is pretty tasty. Yeah, it's actually interesting. Starfall is generally not the best card, so anything to make a card like that see play, I think is pretty interesting. I think I'm gonna go with this art by Toast Art on ArtStation. This will be Rensar Greathoof. And then Halzeel was 6 mana 5/5, I think, so this is probably fine at 5 mana since that card was never strong. Yeah, okay. So 5 mana is probably fine. Actually, I'm gonna make it 6 mana just so it's not like crazy OTK. I'll make it like a 4/7 though. Yeah, that seems fair. Fair enough at least. I want to go with this. I predict that I might not finish 10 cards today because my brain's working really slowly. And I didn't come into the stream with any ideas, so. There we go. Turn my card display on. There's always so there's a spell that sets a minion status to 3/3, right? Is there one actually? I guess I don't know. There's a paladin spell like that, right? I know that there's the 2 minions that do it, Sunkeeper Tarim and oh my gosh, I can't find it. But there's Sunkeeper Tarim and oh, because they say attack and okay, sorry, I'm trying to search for it. Okay, yeah, Dark Conviction. Okay, so there's a spell. There's 2 minions that do it. So how about a weapon that does it? Sounds kind of lame, but I think it would actually be interesting. I think that like the first idea is to make it have 3 attack, but I think it's actually yeah, it's a nice thrown spell. I think it would be interesting if this weapon did not have 3 attacks. So you actually can't kill it immediately. So make it like a 1/3. Probably be like a 3 mana 1/3. Set of minions attack and battle cry. Set of minions attack and hold the 3. Can probably make the weapon. See, now this is where it gets awkward because. So Dark Conviction was 2 mana and was pretty bad. I mean, I guess it was fine. It was just not worth that much. I'm not sure how much attaching a 1/3 weapon really makes a difference. And I don't want to. I want to make it 2 attack because then it feels really awkward that you can't kill it. Like I think it's fine that it's 1 attack because it's like too far away from 3. If that makes any sense. I don't want to make it 3 attack because then it's basically just like an instant removal, which Paladin should have limited access to. So maybe. I mean, I think this is probably fine. It's not like super strong, but it's probably good enough. Oh, I have a very cool art. Actually, it's a sword. It should probably be a hammer. It should probably almost certainly be a hammer. Rune Scriptor. It's probably a dumb name. Actually, I'm not a huge fan of this art. I'm gonna find a different art. Okay, this art. I'm gonna call it Crystal Inscriptor or something like that, based on this art. The Inscriptor's kind of weird. Sculptor. That's a really dumb name. Justified Mallet. I'm so bad with paladin names. It's pretty easy to fall into a trap of kind of generic flavored paladin cards. Okay, I'm going nowhere with this card. I'm just gonna hit create. It's probably one of the most boring and uninspired cards that I've made on stream, but I'm going nowhere with this card, so. I like briefly had an idea for a card while I was trying to get that one out, but I can't remember what I was going for now. Oh, I do remember. Okay. This is gonna be kind of crazy, but it'll be a rogue weapon. With just Voodoo Doll's effect. I guess it really is kind of like nullified for rogue because they have the hero power, so this is probably not a great idea for rogue. I think it needs to have 2 durability no matter what it is. It could probably be Shaman actually. It probably makes sense in Shaman, because Voodoo Doll is definitely like flavored to Shaman. And I just kind of need to find a art for it. I'll try the World of Warcraft trading card game. Has usually good weapon art. Oh, I actually know a good art for this. It's pretty... I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it, but I'll try my best. It's like this this like rattle, I want to call it, like a children's toy almost that has like a skull on the end of it for some reason. Oh, I found it. There we go. That should be good. I want to call it something Scepter. I just wonder if there's anything to call it other than Voodoo Scepter. Death Rattler. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. Like, it came to my mind. Maybe I'll just call it like Rattle of Decay or something like that. And I think it's actually balanced at 3. Because it really doesn't do much that Shaman already can't do, and it's a 3-minute 2-2, which is pretty poor. And the only time Voodoo Doll's been running Shaman is in Mechathune, I think. Which this doesn't work with, so. I'm gonna find the art source real quick. Oh, I think I just spelled TCG art. I think David Harrington? David Harrington? Yeah. The actual name of the card is Rod of Necromancy, I guess. Shaman can't even equip it, so. But I'm gonna go with it for now. think I'm gonna top down a card because my design has been very boring today. We'll spice it up with something. Okay, this art has like this guy and this going on. Probably rogue or warlock. Probably a rogue based on the action of the art being the. Maybe, I almost want to make it a thief rogue card called Trade Secrets, not trade as in like trade. Trade as in like a play on words, like he's forcing him to trade secrets. Like hostage situation. Put a minion in your hand. This is always less interesting than it seems because it's like. It seems interesting because you can use it on friendly minions, but you would never do that because this card has to be costed at like 5 or 6 mana. Probably like 6 mana. So this is like kind of dumb. Actually, maybe there's something interesting to do with combo here, actually. So put a minion in your hand, and then combo do something. Trying to think of what ways combo can modify this. I have a really crazy idea. This is probably dumb, but put a minion in the opposite player's hand. Gives 5 mana instead of costs 5 if used on friendlies. friendly costs 0 and gives 5 mana when used on friendlies. It's a really weird effect, but I mean, the idea is that it gives you only 5 mana for this turn. Or maybe like some effect that streamlines it a bit more. Put a minion in the opposite player's hands. When used on friendly minions, draw 5 cards. It's 5 mana for draw 5, and you have to control a minion, and you have to give it to your opponent. And at this point, the 5/5, like, it's probably worth making this card 6 mana because it's a lot better than Assassinate. And this at this point, this is basically, I think, one of the unidentified contract. Yeah, it's the recruitment contract, basically. I think draw 6 cards is too much. Like, it just floods your hand and just kind of like... So I kind of want to keep it at draw 5 cards. This art is by Alex Alexandrov. Yeah, it's not really like sap, because it puts it in your hand. So I guess it's a bit vague, but opposite player means like the person who doesn't control the minion. I mean, I guess it could just be worded in a much more concise way. Put an enemy minion in your hand or a friendly minion in your enemy in the opponent's hand to draw 5 cards. This is probably the same length and more clear. Yeah, nah, you didn't misread it. It was vaguely worded, but I like this wording better anyway, so thank you for pointing that out. No, you're good. You're good. I like this wording a lot better. So, all right. I think I'm good. I'm good with this card. It's pretty goofy, but kidnapper card now, please. I just made a practically a kidnapper card. I had an idea. I have an idea for a card. All right. Battle cry. Destroy a minion that you have cast a spell on. This is pretty interesting, right? Oh my gosh. Stealing minions from your opponent's hand, that's pretty frustrating. They pay 5 to get back. I don't know how they would pay 5. You give them a token card or something. And then I guess like you're just paying 7 mana for them to pay 5 mana. So like it doesn't work that well. Add a return fee to their hand. Yeah, I think it's just like the deficit. You never want to pay 7 mana so that your opponent can pay 5. You just have a 2 mana loss. What's the opposite of fell? Fell is like dark magic, right? And so what is the opposite of fell? Arcane. Is there any... Oh. Isn't it lay, right? Lay. Seven man with a body, though. Yeah, I guess that's somewhat interesting. I want to have something like lay hungry ghoul or something like that. What's yeah, what would Druid use this with? I guess they could use it with Wrath. What else? There's probably one that I'm forgetting that's really obvious. You could use it with like Crystal Power or something. Yeah, Moonfire. True. I mean, I don't think it's too abusable. All right, I have an idea. Some Manic Lay Tinker. This art is by Shane Sisler. Wait, am I wrong? No, I'm right. Okay, Shane Cisler. So I guess best case scenario using this with like 0 mana deal 1. So that's like 3 mana this 3/1 destroy minion, but also discard a card. And Moonfire is pretty bad in not combo decks, so I think this is balanced. You've also got like bananas, I guess. It's probably decent in mage maybe. I think it's balanced at 3 mana 3/1 really. Egg value. Yeah, actually that's kind of interesting. You could like, I guess banana, an egg, get it down to like 1 HP or something and then use this on it. I think it's pretty flexible. I'm pretty happy with this card actually. Okay, I have a dumb idea, and I'm gonna type it out, and someone's gonna tell me it's dumb. So I don't know what the stats are gonna be, but it'll be something like your minions cost 4 less. You can't play 0 cost cards. Okay, so my idea with this was not to make it like yeah, okay. The idea was not for it to be like I designed your minions cost 4 less and then added the second part so that the first part isn't broken. It's more to be like, and you know, actually I could probably just word it like this. Your minions that cost more than 4 cost 4 less. That text box is god awful, but this is probably better worded. This is broken and wild somehow. Oh, I guess you're right. It does take Shadow Step into account. Yeah, I don't know where to begin either. It's probably not worth developing because, like, I'd have to think about all those combos and then try to balance it. But I wonder if there's somewhere we could get, like, a better place from this. This is in a completely different direction, but a card that I've always wanted to make is just a 3-mana 3/4 neutral common that says your hero power is draw a card. So it's just an aura effect. Yeah, probably single Dondo class card. I might go back to that idea. This is really basic, but your hero power is draw a card. That's it. I mean, it's a bit different. I'm not opposed to just making it a TGT card that says Inspire Draw card, but I think it has its differences. Or even just like like this is dumb, but like literally just have it be the Warlock hero power. Wolf's Rider. Yeah, there's some dumb cards on the left. Oh, you actually like that one? That's funny. Yeah, it's like a joke card kinda on Wolf Rider. I'll call this card like Freelance Warlock. He'll do your bidding. This art is by Jose Vega. Pocket-sized Gul'dan. I think I'm okay with making bad and dumb cards sometimes because I think it's an important part of the design process. And I'd be lying if I said that every card I made was a good card. That's so false. So I don't want to just like take every idea that seems dumb and just like turn it on. So I think I'm gonna like make this card. Dumb spell idea for mage. Draw an elemental from your deck. Transform it into a water elemental with equal stats and cost. Oh, that's interesting. So basically silence it and give it the water elemental effect. And yeah, basically just like silence it and give it the water elemental effect. I like that. I wonder if there's a way to work that into something a bit, I don't want to say more usable. It just feels like in order for you to run that card in your deck, you need to be running a very specific type of elemental deck. Because if you're running something understated with a battle cry, like, I mean, Bonfire Elemental is only one understated, but you wouldn't probably want to run that in that mage deck. But I think that's an interesting concept. Let me just make sure that life tap is worded like this. Draw a card and take 2 damage. It's not. And I'm sure someone will think that this minion takes the 2 damage, but it's not how this card works. I'll make it TGT. It feels like a TGT card. Yeah, I was thinking about that. But then I was like, okay, I know that life tap is called life tap because people say like tap last or, you know, draw last. But then I was like, what are any of the other hero powers called? And I know that Fire Blast is Fire Blast. I know that Steady Shot is Steady Shot. I think the Totem one is Totemic Call. I don't know what the Paladin one is called. I don't know what the Druid one is called. Is it called Shapeshift, right? Is the Rogue one called Dagger Up, or is that just what people say? It's called Dagger Mastery, what the hell? So yeah, life tap is pretty iconic, so I mean it's probably fine to say life tap, but also I'm using the excuse that since this isn't TGT we can get away with dumb wordings. That's an awful excuse. I almost just want to make this mage card be draw an elemental from your deck. Summon a 3/6 water elemental. I like streamlined your card idea to the most basic possible form, but and it's technically power creep on water elemental. gosh, I have another really dumb idea for a spell. It'll just be like destroy a minion, discard a minion, draw a minion, and then like summon a 1/1 minion or something. It'll be called like Minion Mastery or something, something dumb. This is like a borderline joke card again. I just have dumb ideas today. Is there anything else you can do, like blank a minion that is not like summon a 1/1 minion? Like discover, but like resurrect, but that's really weird. I don't like that at all. Also, I had a really weird idea. This would be like 6 mana, summon 6, 5, 7 demons, or maybe 7. Once you control, I guess I could tune it down a little bit. Okay, summon like 5, 5, 7 demons. Or no. Alright, summon 3, 5, 7 demons. Once you control no demons, destroy your hero. This text box is bad, but it's the idea that I'm trying to get down here. These are not Doom Guards, by the way. They're just like 5, 7 demons, literally. Or like this game, your demons recruit demons when they die if they can't destroy your hero. Make it a can-see card. We made a card similar to this actually. There's no way to like flood your deck with demons, right? I'm trying to think. Call it like Outlands Assault or something. Or where do the demons reside actually? Not the Outlands. They reside in the Burning Legion, right? The Great Dark Beyond. Cast your opponent's hero power. It's interesting. I made that card once. I can probably show it. Is there a name for like the army of demons? The Burning Legion, right? I don't want to call this card the Burning Legion. Legion's Army. Army of Sargeras. What about Legion's Army for the name of this card? This is really similar to another card we made, but... Or I wonder if, like... I don't know. This makes it not Cansey. And then I can make it like Boomsday. And then call it like... Morgan's... Infinite Life something. A better name than Infinite Life, but I think it works better as a legendary spell. Oh, Felport, I like that. Thank you. I think this is too wordy. Yeah, that looks too wordy for me. But I think we had I think this one works. It's a bit unclear. Yeah, I like Felportal. This game, your demons summon demons from your hand on death. If they can't, destroy your hero. It's definitely a bit... And it could probably reduce the cost, actually. It's definitely a bit... like polarizing and clunky, but I mean, we're just trying to get concepts down here. No card can be perfect without playtesting. I'm wondering if even 3 mana is fine. I guess that makes it pretty hard to beat Zoo, but I mean, I guess it's really... I'll just go with 4 mana for now, conservative estimate. I think this art is by Funzy. I'm not sure. That's what the URL says. Yep. Mike Mishkin. I can't find the art on his art station, but since he has made Hearthstone fan art, I am going to assume this is correct. Yeah, okay. I think this is interesting enough. I always found it kind of weird that the Soul Arium didn't reference Morrigan. I mean, I guess it's not a really huge deal, but... Cast your opponent's hero power. Yes, I made this card before. I'm not going to make it just because I basically made this exact card, but I'll show you basically what it was. It was a bit more intricate. Let me pull it up. Oh my gosh, am I not going to be able to find it? Oh, I found it. Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go. Rafam's Disciple. As your opponent's hero power as a battle cry. This was not even made as like a like Death Knight tech, but it just happens to work. I mean, okay against Death Knights. It's not gonna be countering Gul'dan or Rexar, but I guess it's slightly decent. Okay, while you control minion with stealth. This will probably be my last card because I'm kind of tired today and not making the best cards. But so what I think about that, once upon a time, I was talking to Burb and he was like, I do agree that stealth has some untapped potential. Burb was saying that there's a couple secret cards that reward you for having secrets at the end of your turn, which just makes your opponent, well, it makes you not want them to be triggered. And I'm not sure if I exactly agree with him, but I think that generally you want your secrets to be triggered and stuff like that. So I think with stealth, you want your minion to stay in stealth for some time, but not like the whole time. So how can you design a when you control stealth or while you control a minion with stealth that maybe yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling, but I think as much as I like the Shade of Naxxramas, the 3-mana 2/2 stealth that gains +1/+1 at the end of your turn, or start your turn, I think that's probably a bad card if it's a good card, because it ends up just being like just waits in stealth the whole game, and then it comes up later as like a 10/10. I'm sure there's a way to design a while you control stealth card that both makes you want your minion to stay in stealth, but gives you a reason to have it exit stealth. I mean, I feel like almost just like your stealth minions don't lose stealth. This sounds ridiculous, but your other stealth minions, or after a friendly minion unstealths, re-stealth it. I don't know what the ideal wording for this is, but I feel like this is interesting because it incentivizes your stealth minions to attack, but then it rewards them by re-giving them stealth. And I think there's one card in the game that uses the word unstealth. Am I wrong? I could be 100% wrong. Ah, man, I could have swore. Okay, I think I'm just wrong. Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, no, what I was thinking of is Shadow Sensei, which uses the word stealth. That's what I was thinking of. And it's bolded. Oh, look at that. Hearthcard's even auto-bolted. So don't listen to me. Unstealth is not a thing. Another friendly minion loses stealth. Give it stealth for it. Or just give it stealth. Or I guess that's technically perma-stealth, so because at least if you kill this, now the stealth only lasts for a turn. So like obviously this is your minions have perma-stealth while this is up, but that's fine because this thing It's hard to give this thing perma-stealth. You would need 2 of them, plus like a conceal, which is in isn't conceal in wild with Hall of Fame. I think I know what card I want to use for this. Say, which wood boss that was like a chimney cleaner. I've used the art before for a stealth card, so I'm kind of biased, but so yeah, this is art for the card Crooked Pete. It's a Witchwood boss. Suit Sitter. It's a dumb name. Suit Spewer. No, that's already a card. Suit and tie. Is there a way to get a pun about him being dapper with like a top hat and having a suit on, but like spelled S-O-O-T? He doesn't really have a suit on. Let's be real. Dapper suit spreader. Or just suit sitter, honestly. Maybe suit sitter works. Suit. Oh, suitor. Suitor. That's good, right? What's a suitor? Suitor is a man who pursues a relationship with a particular woman. Oh well, that's probably good enough. Suitor. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I think I'm good with this card. And that's 8 cards for today. I'm feeling a bit burnt out, so I'm probably going to call that. I'll review the cards I made, and then we'll just be at a slight deficit. But that's fine. We'll make it up probably over the weekend. Usually over the weekend, I have some pretty good streams. Yeah. Honestly, just all the adventure art is just so amazing. I love using it just so that we can see it more often. Some people like get angry because it's like reused in quotation marks, but I don't really care. Alright, so we started with Rensar Greathoof, which is pretty weird. My biggest regret with this card is that at its worst, one of the options is basically just like gain spell damage +1. But I think the other options are pretty cool. You have basically Halazeals hidden in there. You have maybe a combo card with minions giving lifesteal spell damage, and you have a minions giving lifesteal, which is pretty cool. Justify Mallet is probably one of the weakest cards we've made on stream, but I don't know. I don't feel too great about this card. I think it speaks for itself. Rattle of Decay is pretty neat. It uses Voodoo Doll's texts text, but I think it does it in an interesting way, being a 2 attack or 2 durability weapon. Hostage situation, I'm pretty proud of. I think we made it work. It's like a kind of conditional, not conditional, but it's a assassinate that puts a minion in your hand, but you can also sacrifice a friendly minion basically, and then draw 5 cards, which is a lot. Yeah, it kind of speaks for itself. I don't know. Manically Tinker. Oh, I like this one a lot too. Destroy minion that you have cast a spell on. Some of the neutral Boomstick cards kind of had this spell theme, like Unpowered Mauler, Electro Right, something like that. I think this card fits well in there. Works in a variety of decks, encourages some interesting play styles, and interesting deck building decisions like putting bananas in your deck or something like that. So I'm happy with this card. Freelance Warlock is a card I always wanted to make. I like how there's some class bending stuff in the game. Very, very little of it. There's Witch's Cauldron and Grand Crusader. Grand Crusader, of course, is in TGT, so that's part of the reason why I wanted to put this card in TGT. But I think just kind of like having these little like references or out of class cards are pretty fun sometimes. So that's my idea behind Freelance Warlock. Morgan's Fell Portal is like a dangerous but game twisting card that makes your demons summon more demons from your hand. But if you're not holding any, then you die. So I think it works well with the Morrigan flavor, works well as a legendary spell. I think it needs a lot of playtesting to determine if it's a good card, if it's a design space limiting card, something like that. And Suitor was suggested to make a card that says while you control stealth minion, which I didn't end up making, but I think this works well because it encourages you to attack with your stealth minions and then rewards you with more stealth. So if there is a theoretical stealth deck that has a lot of stealth conditions, then you can still meet those conditions because you get the stealth back, but you can also like actually attack with them and play the game, which I think is like always a positive. I think playing the game is better than not playing the game. And with that, that'll be today's stream. Thank you all for coming. Sorry that it was a bit short and that cards were a bit lower quality, but hopefully I'll be more lively tomorrow with some good ideas. So yeah, thanks.